Oh, can y'all believe this happened? I cut my locks.
Money ain't king. Money can't rule nothing. Not enough sense. Money ain't king. Pride is a bigger threat. He don't care about expense. Money ain't king. Money can't rule nothing. Not enough sense. Money ain't king. Pride is a bigger threat. He don't care about expense. Money ain't king.
What's up, everyone? This is Lace Smith, aka Poetic Lace, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a filmmaker, recording artist, and most importantly, I'm a man of God. And what we do here is glorify God through content, which is film, music, Bible studies, and relationship moments like this. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share with everybody you know as we get into this interesting topic in the depths of my soul. All right, so it is official. I have cut my locks, y'all. Where do I start? So I've had my locks for 20 years. 20 plus years, actually. I've had it since high school. Started growing in high school. And the significance of my locks were, at the time, I ignorantly took a Nazareth vow. And I say ignorantly because now that I'm more mature, I understand the depths that kind of go into keeping that kind of vow. However, in my ignorance, in which obviously God has kept me, in my ignorance, the idea is I'm going to be set apart. I'm not going to drink, smoke, and a blade won't touch that part of my hair except tape up and beard, right? That was the mentality. And when I had locks, I started them before it was cool. So before you see the fashion of so many people having them, I had them in the time where people were calling them dreadful dreadlocks, right? And attracting bad spirits and, you know, all of the stigmas, and you can't walk into a church, or you can't get a job type of mentality that I was able to supersede. I remember a woman had the audacity to say, without knowing me, to say, well, you're not going to be able to get a job with hair like that, right? And then a week later, she sees her pastor acknowledging me at her church as I was booked to perform and to host the youth conference. It was amazing at all the stigmas that got shut down, because on one end, you want to associate an image with something so negative, while at the same time, you have a barrier breaker, generational curse breaker, whatever phrase you want to use, living in front of you. Having locks was so significant for me, because they were a part of this journey of me being abstinent from sex for 7 years, me being homeless and trusting God, me dropping out of college, me becoming an artist, me learning film and music and producing myself, me getting married, and me and my wife on a journey, King of the City album, every single album, and then me having kids, and this is what my kids know, and this is how they have grown to be attached. And so that whole journey was entwined with my locks. And it's interesting, even in that period before I wound up homeless and I had locks, I got them cut like halfway, because I felt that it was time for new. I could hear the Spirit drawing me into a newness. So I go through 20 something years, and it's almost like a part of my identity. I'm going somewhere with this. My logo, the Poetic Lace logo, that was drawn off of the image of me, that has locks. It's trademarked. So me cutting my hair isn't just, oh man, some random event. There's a huge significance through the journey of having it and now going into this new phase. So the big question is, well, why cut them? Why'd you cut them? I got a couple of friends that are witnesses to this, who I privately told once we finished the pilot that I was going to do it. And if you don't know, we just exclusively released on our website the pilot episode of By the End of This, which is a Revelation series. Go to ykforever.com to check it all out. This film is very significant with clarifying the book of Revelation and giving us an explanation on history, as well as what's to come in the future and how we should be presently. Well, anyway, I told a couple of friends that this film, once I finish it, I feel this tugging, like it's time to cut him, right? But what people don't know is before God called me as Poetic Lace and I dropped out of college, he allowed me to have a vision of the film. So that is my initial starting place. And I was unable to walk for a whole year. I tore my tibia tendon, and I came off of a meniscus tear in my knee, tibia tendon in my ankle area, as well as another tear. And not being able to walk, I was sitting and then going through your rehab process with this boot and stuff. But as I sat, man, I completed the Bible from cover to cover. And while that was happening, I got this vision. And this vision was of the things that were in Revelation. And I had not got to the book of Revelation yet. So when I saw everything pan out in front of my eyes, I wrote it down, put it in a composition book, and then I hear it's not time yet. And I closed the book. I'm sharing that because before the calling of Poetic Lace and me dropping out, that was what I saw first. And I just been holding on to that for years. And now to be at a place where we finally did it, it's like, okay, it's time. It's time to transition to new. Now, right now I'm talking like, yeah, that was the easiest thing ever, but it wasn't, especially having so much tied to it and almost your identity being wrapped up in your hair. But little did I know that the cutting of it was a process that the Lord desired to do with me. On day one, when I finally said, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, I woke up in the morning and I just kept saying, just out of my sleep, cut the chains, cut the chains. It's time to cut the chains, be free. And I'm like, man, what? I know what it means, but I'm not saying that because my locks were it, but I'm saying it because of it's time. So I remember I set the camera up just to record a little bit to show people, and I cut it. And I was like, well, I'm doing it. And the more I did it, and it got easier, right? And when I finally finished, I felt so light. I felt so much lighter. Can't explain it. But not like physically heavy-headed because my hair was long, but it was more like, all right, I'm free, all right? And it was like weird. My wife comes home and she's happy and she's kissing on my head because I shaved it completely. And then my sons didn't recognize at first. They was in the game, they was playing their little games, right? And I'm doing extra stuff so they can pay attention. And when my son sees it, Emmanuel, he's like, why would you do that? And Isaiah's like, what happened? And that's when it was like, shoot, right? But I was still good day one. Day two, that's when the insecurities hit. That's when I felt all of the, what did I just do? Did I do the right thing? Will people receive me? Do I have power to speak still? Can I even perform at these events? And what happens when a client takes me on in a gig and I don't look what they expected from a video? Like, what's up? We got this film festivals, we're winning. Like, I got to go to these places. I don't look the same. Like, is my confidence still there? Like, who am I? All of this start rushing in. And that's when I started to realize, like, the things that I thought I was healed and free from, insecurities, they're there. It took a dramatic change for me to submit some more over to God. Whether you know it or not, there's this crutch that you can lean on for comfort. Like for me, it could be like, well, I know I'm attractive, so I'm good. At the very least, they are going to at least give an opportunity to hear me or something, just whatever the little thing is. And that, with the cutting of my hair and the new insecurities coming in, like, am I even attractive? Like, will people want to listen to me speak or tolerate? I'm trying to get over everything. I'm insecure about everything. Like, now I have something more to be insecure about. All these things are rushing in the mind. And this is how it manifests on an out end that I realize. So 20 years, my hair growing, my scalp is not as nurtured as what my hands would be or my elbow, skin or whatever. And so when I cut it, now I can see like the patches here, dry skin, really dry skin, attention that's needed to my scalp. So I'm walking around as if I'm totally healed, yet I'm actually damaged. Oh, that's the revelation that I was seeing, I was getting. This is an opportunity to be fully healed, to be fully restored. And I'm gonna keep it shaved and keep on nourishing it and healing until otherwise. And it is not like a recover, like, oh man, it's just drastically bad. It's just the fact that the covering that was over me hid and kept away that which needed to be nourished. While at the same time, it's been so long, the fear of like, oh my God, how's my head shape? And what are all these thoughts? All these thoughts are now I'm able to face them with Yah and stand on that and live with it and heal and recover. The spiritual side of one transitioning to a new phase, and it's the new year. For those who know, you know, entering the new year, cutting my hair, entering the new year, this revelation project, new music, new responsibilities with discipleship and everything, this vision expanded, going into this new year. Now I get to be fully free and be fully healed and fully exposed before the Lord. And there's probably more to come if I live long enough, where there's more layers that he heals and shows and exposes. But in this stage in my life, this is such a drastic change and a drastic move. So it was important and valuable for me. And what it's doing is helping me to empathize. Help me to empathize with people. And this is what I mean by that. Obviously, when you're a servant or a mentor or discipler, you have these characteristics already. However, you are strengthened more. Well, this process has strengthened me more because a person can be paralyzed or stuck because something happened. And on the outside looking in, you like, man, get up. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Get up. But now I can understand a little bit more on how someone can be stuck in their own mind. See, the empathizing now that I'm able to grab is how, like, oh man, I get it. Like, for one person, as an example, a person who doesn't know me and they meet me for the first time, that's the look. That's who you are. Somebody who knows of me, they'd be like, oh wow, cuz cut his hair, right? Somebody a little bit closer to the heart is like, wow, like, hey bro, cut your hair. Like, what's going on? Like, talk to me, right? And then somebody who's in the depths of the heart, why you cut your hair? What did the Lord show you? Wow, you look different, or you look the same, you look better, or whatever. And then you got the other end of people who can say stuff that can hurt your feelings. I'm saying that there's so many layers to it, so that depending on where you're at, you can't see what that person is wrestling with to get to where they are. And so all this brought it back full circle with me of one, especially what we've been leaning in, is being a great witness, like the two witnesses that God has set up. So being a witness like them, and also being a righteous judge, being one who can evaluate, one who can evaluate, empathize, and be an integral investigator, an investigator with integrity, one who is actually looking to learn and understand and help or apply wisdom where it's needed. And so emotionally, that's something that can get desensitized as we go on this journey as an artist or as just in any field. But in this journey, it is very easy to turn your emotions off because you got to have thick skin and you got to keep moving. And so now you're no longer emotionally healthy to understand everybody else's situation. And so this kind of brings it all back for me, you know. So where does this leave us now is I'm just expecting new. If you've been following, I sing now, and it's my style of worship unto the Lord. I'm also a poet, rapper. We got this film. Production is going forth, leading more people. So it's new. It's more new, and there's a new experience that the Lord is going to do through me with people, and he's going to reveal me when it's time in a different space. This is a new person. This is new skin getting filled with new wine in this new era, all before he shuts it down, before he comes back. So I'm extremely nervous, excited, hopeful, and sometimes afraid of what's going to happen. But all in all, man, I'm extremely thankful. So again, y'all, I am Lace Smith, aka Poetic Lace. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment if you can relate, or if you're excited for me, or you got something I should be excited with you about. And please share with everybody, because you may know somebody who's on a journey too, in some form or fashion. Also, please check out our new film exclusively on our website, ykforever.com. Donate, support. We're gearing up for the series. It is the pilot episode of By the End of This. It's our Revelation film series. Man, we know that it's going to bless you. And we got the new song out by the end of this with the music video. Please listen to it. You're going to have clarity by the end of this on Revelation. So I'm thankful for y'all. Love y'all. I look forward to sharing more as we go in this deep dive and grow together. See y'all soon. Peace.
I, Johanna, was exiled to the island of Patmos because of the testimony of Yeshua.
Everything is backwards, Antipas. You are in chains because of the gospel you claim to give you life.
Who are willing to change the gospel of Yeshua so it fits comfortably in our immoral desire? He came so we can have a life and have it abundantly.
What life? Old man, you are sentenced to die by tomorrow's sunset.
To the angel of the church in Pergamos, write.
By the end of this.